Hello and welcome to another episode of DataCube's free online Power BI training. This is episode 8. We're staying on the similar theme as we did last week, where we spoke about some design basics. We're going to be talking about themes. Now it's going to be use everything we learned from last week, being able to apply that to create our own theme, which we can import into Power BI to make our reports really consistent across multiple reports that you're creating and across your whole team if there's multiple analysts, which will help really save time and allow your reports to be consistent and easily digestible for the end user. We're back in Power BI, and obviously where we got to last week on the design basics was this visual here, which had consistent fonts and colours, and all the styles were consistent, which we created by following those 4 steps before. Now something I want to speak about today is these themes is being able to do all that, but being able to do that automatically instead of having to manually input everything into each of your visuals on that sort of roller, the format roller there. So I'm going to go to a website to help us out today, which is the Power BI theme generator. Now this website is called Power BI Tips and Tricks, and it's a great website for all sorts of resources. They have these top tutorials, so if we have a look in here, you can see this is actually an embedded Power BI workbook here, which is great. And they will have different themes, graphic assets, but under tools, which is where we really want to be going today, is to themes and new. So you can see down here there's themes with JSON old, which is something I've used in the past to generate themes, but it's quite time consuming. This themes new is a really quick, new and easy way of creating a good theme that you can then import into your Power BI. The first thing the theme generator asks us to think about is our colours. Now, of course, I'd recommend they are consistent with your branding. So I'm going to create a theme here and go through all the steps with you. And this is going to be based on just a random theme I'm going to make up, but sort of slightly consistent with DataCube's branding. So I know what colour codes I need. I have them written down in a notepad. So I'm just going to paste them in one by one. Or if you had them in a nice list, you can actually enter multiple hex codes in here. And it doesn't matter if you have the hash at the start, and you can separate them with a space, a comma, or a new line, so it's pretty flexible. You see here what I've done is put in a dark blue. I'm going to copy my light blue, so I'm going to paste that in there. And you can see our palette is starting to take shape on the right, and it gives us a little preview of what those colours look like. So put a dark blue, a light blue, I'm going to put, I did 3 times. I'm going to put some colours that sort of complement those. So we spoke a bit about colour pairing last week, so we've got 2 blue pairs, and we're going for 2 sort of pinky, browny, orangey, which complement blue. The opposite of blue is orange. So I've made a very small palette here of 4 colours, and already it gives you an option to download the theme, but we want to dig a little bit deeper than that. So we need to click on properties. Now, this theme you can apply to certain visuals. You'll recognise these visualization icons from the Power BI workbook itself. But up here you can see it's on star, which means everything. So apply these rules to everything, please. So every single chart. But we can go down and fine tune. So for example, if we want our font size to be a bit bigger than that, yes, I'd like it to be Arial. And you can go through all of these options, many options. A lot of them you can kind of keep as the presets. So things like backgrounds, I always want those off. Grid lines, I normally have those off. But there's lots of options we can go through. Most of these I think I'm pretty happy with. Let's have a look if there's anything else that I'd recommend. I'm going to turn axes titles on. Keep those at 8 on Arial. General hair responsiveness we're going to keep off. Legends, I'm going to keep those on. Position I'm going to put left. unless there's a top left. That's right. And make sure these are all Arial, because that's the font that I want to be using. Keep the axes turned on. Axes title on. This I'm going to keep consistent. Same with the Y. Let's turn them on and the title on. Make sure it's on Arial. And data colors. We can select colors, but we want to keep it with our theme. So let's see what it does for us. So these are data labels. Turn those on. Make sure they're set to Arial. Make sure the backgrounds are off. Make sure borders are off. Drop shadows are off. And what I'm going to do is just going to press on download theme. And it gives you this pop-up. So data cubed training sample. Let's download that. And you can see I've got a nice JSON file here, which is automatically downloaded for me. So I've downloaded the theme file from PowerBI Tips and Tricks. It went straight into my download folder. So I've moved it into the relevant folder I want it to sit in. Now I can open that because it opens it in Notepad. And this is the JSON that it has automatically created for us. Now you can see this would be quite a faff to learn how to write this and learn how all the different categories that you can pop in. So we can understand some of that. For example, data colors, you can see these are our hex codes. Visual styles, you can see it's styles, so it's applying to everything. But what we want to do is be able to utilize this now in Power BI. So what do we need to do? We need to go to the View tab in our Power BI, and these are presets themes that Power BI has. And if you actually open these, so I've just clicked on that balloon and it's changed everything to that theme preset. There's already preset themes in here that you can use if you want, but what we want to be using is our new one. So if we click Browse for Themes, it opens up your File Explorer, and what you want to be doing is go to where you've saved that. So at the moment I've left a copy and download, so it's easy to get to, and you just press Import, and you get this message, hopefully saying the theme was imported successfully. If I close that, I can see now I've got all these data labels because I turned those on. My legend's gone to the left, and if I went back to that horrible dashboard, you can see actually already, without too much effort, it's looking a lot more consistent, a bit more consistent fonts, and the colors. So let's see what happens if we create a brand new visual. So I'm going to create a new bar chart. I'm going to put the date in the axes, product in the legend, sales in values. I'm going to take that level down so it's at date instead of the date hierarchy. I'm going to flip that round so it's a bit more logical. And you can see straight away some of the things we selected in the PowerBI Tips and Tricks have happened straight away. So I don't know why that's gone. So for example, our legends on the left, we've got axis titles on, we've got a title for the whole chart. There's definitely some work that could be done around with the consistency of these. So for example, that title there looks like it's the wrong font, definitely the wrong size. But you can see straight away these data colors that the first four are the four that we inputted into the theme generator. So if I were to go down to data colors, yes, you can see these first four are those colors that we had input ourselves. So there's a bit of work to do on this theme. It's worth spending a bit of time just going through all the options properly and setting your theme up properly. So then when you can open a brand new workbook, the first thing you can do is view and choose the relevant theme, or quickly import the one you've already created. Or once you've done that, you can save your Power BI workbook. Instead of as a Power BI file, you can save it as a template and then reuse that for all future Power BI reports, dashboards, visuals, analysis. I think these theme generations can really help with three key areas. It will save you a lot of time formatting and trying to make things look consistent. So that's number one, saving time. Number two, it will help your reports look a lot more professional, slicker, just from that consistency. If there's a team of analysts, a team of developers, you can have the same theme applied across multiple users. So not only will the reports look consistent across ones you're creating yourself, but across the whole team. And that in turn will help number three, which is helping your reports be easily digestible to the end user. They'll know what to look for, they know the style, and that really helps you understand the analysis that is being presented to you. So I hope you found that really useful. That was episode 8, that was themes. Next week we're staying on this sort of designy topic, and we're going to be speaking a bit more about design with advanced design. So I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much.